Hello everyone and welcome to the Football Shirt Social, your bi-weekly YouTube and podcast show all about the wonderful world of football shirts. I am your host, Tony Jameson. Joining me, as always, is my right-hand man, Si Maggio.
Hello.
And Si, tonight we are joined by an international special guest. Everyone say hello to Jory from Jory's Football Shirt Collection. Jory, how are you, pal? Are you well?
I'm well. Thanks for having me as well. Very excited to be
absolute pleasure.
An international guest on the podcast. Puts a lot of weight on the name, but I'll try to live up to it.
We've got you up here now. You're on
the
point. all of these nonsense British guests we've had on, rubbish. Right, we're going international now. But no, if somehow Jory, people don't know who you are or what it is you do you want to explain to the viewers as to who you are, what you do, and why you're on the show tonight?
Yeah. So I'm Jory. I'm a football shirt collector from the Netherlands. I've been collecting football shirts for 4 years, something like that. I mainly collect Feyenoord shirts, which is my club as well. And people could know me from my YouTube channel, Jory's Football Shirts, or my Instagram page, Jory's Football Shirts as well, where I upload videos about football shirts, especially football shirt huntings, but also like reviews. The shirts are purchased, a little bit of mystery boxes, a little bit of reviews. So yeah, that's basically what I do.
Excellent stuff. And we were talking just before we hit record. Lockdown seemed to be the way back in for you. Is that right?
For me, yeah. Well, I had some shirts already, which I bought on vacation, like awful fakes. And then within lockdown, I was quite bored, and I discovered Ellis Bledden's channel, Away Days. He's like the big man when it comes to football shirts. And I somehow got inspired and was like, oh, well, cool. I could go to my local charity shop or, look online, because everybody was cleaning out their attics and stuff like that. So shirts were quite cheap then. And that's somehow how I got addicted, and I never got cured. So it's still, the collection is still growing. And
Well, I was going to say, we were saying this as well. There's obviously there's the dazzling collection behind you, which of course our eyes are instantly drawn to a couple of the absolute GOAT shirts in the background there. And then again, before we start recording, if you spin the camera round, viewers, you're not going to see this, but it looks like Jory lives in a football
he's going to do
shop.
it for you. There you go.
He actually he lives in an actual football shirt shop. This is not, you know what I mean? So what a collection. We'll get into that fully as we go through the show. But we do, of course, find out what we're wearing at the start of the show. So, Jory, do you want to take it away? You've already said you're repping your club Feyenoord there.
Yeah. I'm wearing the 1997-98 away shirt. It's this dark green one. Green is always a color which is associated with Rotterdam. It's in their flag as well. So that's always a great color to have. It's manufactured by Adidas, and I really like the fact that it's just written out like this. And I think it's a design they went for in like the end of the 90s, something like that. It's the one where they have the club badge imprinted in the shirt as well. So I think it's a very cool shirt. One of the first big purchases I made as well as a football shirt collector. I really like it. It has a color. It's just fairly simple, but it has some great details. So
I like it. And then did you have that originally as a younger person and then go back and rebuy it, or is this the first time you ever had your hands on it?
No, this is the first time I ever had it. Yeah. Don't have a lot of shirts from when I was when I was younger. I think my mom all threw them out, or I somehow was.
That's a story that everyone seems to have, isn't it, Si? Like their mums and dads have gone cleaning and went, oh, what we've done is we've given them all to the farm that's up in heaven, and it's like, oh, great, thanks for that. So yeah, absolute cracking shirt that, Jory. Si, we should say hello to you, mate. We should find out how you are, and also what's that little belt that you've got on there?
Yeah, I'm very good. I've gone for this week because I've spent the weekend with the Colombian in-laws. I've gone to Colombia, and I've gone to they're from Medellin, and this is from Barranquilla. But this is a Junior FC, Club Junior FC. It has a much longer name which is all the place name and everything like that. But it's just Club Junior or Junior FC. Colombian team. 2018 away shirt, which is a blue one. Obviously, because South American kits have to be covered in sponsors, it's got like 1 billion sponsors on it. But I quite like the top one, which is Postobon. If you've never had Postobon, it's a very nice Colombian soda, which I was introduced to by the in-laws. So, if you ever had the chance to try Postobon, it's quite tasty. It's very bright coloured, probably full of E numbers, but it's a nice drink. I've gone South American today. How about yourself?
I've gone retro today, like, because we were talking, Si and I was like, I'm trying to work out what to wear on stream, and I don't know, there's something in my house at the minute where a lot of my shirts are starting to shrink in the cupboards, right? So I don't know, maybe I've washed them wrong, maybe it's the season, the change of the seasons or whatever. So I'm going, well, there's not a lot of things that I can fit into this point. So I've gone for retro training gear tonight, and it's a throwback. It's a reissue. I must admit, it is a reissue. It's not an original one, but it's a reissue of the old Sunderland Avec training gear, which I'm quite happy with that. So I like the fact that it's also split in half. I didn't have the training gear as a child. I do like the fact it's got the old badge on as well. So it's from the old Roker, from when they left Roker Park to go to the Stadium of Light the following season. So it's 1898 to 1997. So they got 101 years at Roker Park. Old shit badge as well, which again is sort of the fans long back for that. There is talk that it might be coming back next year as well. That's a little rumour on the hill that Sunderland may return to the shit badge. I don't know what they'll do with the gates though, because they've got the big crest on the gates, and I think it looks quite grand at the Stadium of Light. And Avec, a proper 90s kit manufacturer. You don't see many Avec things kicking around these days. And then they did a relaunch of it in the club shop last year, I think, and they brought, because they had like this teal away shirt at the time with bright red on it, and it was quite an odd colour scheme, but it became quite popular with the fans because of how bizarre it was, and it became a bit of a cult shirt. And then the club released all this reissued training gear and like loads of like teal sort of sweatshirts and like training tops and that, and I was like, I'm not paying 50 quid for like a training shirt or like a sweatshirt that I'm probably not going to wear around the house. And then this was on sale, and I was like, but I will just buy that if it's on sale. So went and got myself this one. So yeah, I'm holding out for a couple of things that are in the end of season as well from the sort of the end of season Nike stuff. But again, I'm not paying 50 quid for a plain grey hoodie. Not doing it. Not doing it.
Jory, have they got many? It's like Feyenoord started to reissue. Are they still with Adidas?
No. We switched to the lovely lads of Castor last season.
Castor, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you had any issues with that shirt?
Personally, I haven't had any issues with them yet. They arrived fine. They're still intact. But I mean, like we see with I think Newcastle and all the other clubs they're currently manufacturing. There's a lot wrong with the shirts. We had badges fall off during matches, ripping apart quite easily.
Oh, badges fell off.
I mean, I think I posted a picture of our striker like missing the badge, so there was only like this yellow star and then a circle where there should be a Feyenoord badge. It's not a happy marriage so far, but maybe I hope they can redeem their sales.
I think all the English teams are dropping them next year.
I think so. Yeah, I think Aston Villa's women's team was saying that there was an issue where that it was all becoming wet look. Essentially, it was just retaining too much sweat, and it was becoming incredibly uncomfortable to play. And then the men's team was saying the same. And then, of course, there was the actual quality issue as well, which, as you say, bits of the kit dropping off as people ran past. It's not a good look, is it?
No, we still have them for like 5 years. So,
oh dear, that's a terrible contract.
Yeah, they paid a bit more than Adidas, and I think like the marketing options were a bit better. So now we can sell them in like Mexico and anywhere else, which wasn't the case with Adidas. So I think from a marketing perspective, it's a bit better, but the quality is just not very good.
Interesting.
Well, there we go. If you're in Mexico, start looking out for Feyenoord shirts. That's
that's what you get a supporters club going out there. I think that'd be quite a good little link up, to be honest. Because I think like looking back at and let's talk Feyenoord first of all, right? Like for me, I know Si's gone straight and going, "Are you still with Adidas?" My brain usually goes to Kappa for Feyenoord. I don't know what it is. It's just like if I imagine the Feyenoord jersey, I go Kappa. That's the one. That's the one I've got in my head, and I can't tell you exactly what year it is. In fact, let me try and do a bit of a Google for it, and I'll try and work out which year I'm thinking.
I've got Kit Archive up if you'd like, Tony.
Oh yeah. Our friends over at Kit Archive.
always on the Kit Archive.
Honestly, if it wasn't for these people, we would have no show at all. So where are we going? Scan down.
Going down. Still all Adidas so far. There's Puma for a little while.
There's Puma. Oh yeah.
There's Kappa.
There we are. Look
Kappa.
at that. 2008. That's what I got. I've got that in my head.
Wijnaldum, Roy Mackay, and Giovanni van Bronckhorst. There you go. That's a weird collection of players, isn't it?
It is a bit, seasons. Isn't it?
Well, Wijnaldum must have been very early career there, but I'd imagine Van Bronckhorst was like quite late in his career.
He started there, then left, and then came back.
Yeah. Van Persie, Michel Bastos.
This is the I think this is the 2002 one. It's the one
yes,
we were
2001.
We won the Europa.
Oh, it's the same.
We won the Europa League in.
Yeah. So what would be your favorite out of these, Jory?
Ooh, out of the Kappa shirts.
Oh no, just
all of them.
Or just any.
I mean,
you can say the one you're on.
You go back to
you can choose the one you're on.
No, I won't. I think the 94 till 96 away shirts are quite nice. They're like a lighter green, almost bluish. Nice. I think these ones, they're very cool. They're like Goldust. They're very expensive.
Mm-hmm. It's got like that Adidas diamonds on the side.
These were nice. From our happier times. We also have like the early 1990s, late 1980s, the HCS sponsor.
Oh yeah,
those ones are like super rare because they're from the worst period in Feyenoord's history ever.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow when you got the shirts, you're like a supporter who was there and supported the club even in the darkest hours.
Mm-hmm.
They're quite simple, but it almost bankrupted the club. So
it's that Hummel template.
Yeah.
That's made a comeback this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Loving this. Look at that. The big yellow sponsor as well. Opal. Very, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. And I think the 84 away shirt or the 85 away shirt are probably my favorites, but that's just mainly because they're so old. And
there's an old Puma one. Well, that doesn't look too old, but
just nostalgia.
No, it looks. Ironically, it looks very now, doesn't it? It looks like
if you had
like a timeless shirt, really. Like I think we've asked this before when we had the Mad Scientist on, who's a Danish friend of ours, talking about buying shirts abroad. I guess we sort of take it for granted, I suppose, over in the UK that we've always had football clubs that have sold shirts in our lifetime, anyway. But I know that in Scandinavia, and obviously we had Joe Cranon talking about South African football. Like on the continent, it's not always been like that. I suppose that not every club sells the shirts out of the club shop. Like, what's the situation in Holland, Jory? When did you start being able to go and physically buy a football shirt with relative ease?
For Feyenoord, it was 1983, the first time when shirts were like commercially available. The first time we had a sponsor. I do have the home shirt from that season. It's this
you
one.
have it? Oh, you have it. That was just looking at it on the thing. Oh, yeah,
this one
with the golden geats.
Yeah. It's the yellow papers. So talking about an old sponsor. This was like the first shirt supporters could buy. It was also the first shirt with a sponsor. Mm-hmm. But still, there are a lot of clubs who don't have a physical club shop, and they usually partner with sports stores to do the reselling for them. But mainly they're second division. Also, some Eredivisie teams still do it. So they don't actually have a physical fan shop store, but for Feyenoord, it's quite all right. We have our own website,
it's our own club.
Fan stores. It's a very big club. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was going to say, I think for us, the idea of that side to not be able to buy your club's football shirt, it just seems bizarre, doesn't it? Like even non-league teams over here can get a football shirt, not necessarily easily, but
it really depends. So Portsmouth for a long time was only available in the Portsmouth Club store.
Yeah,
you couldn't even buy it in the local towns in the Sports Direct or in the sports shop. You had to go into Portsmouth to buy it. So the local villages, the local town. Well, the villages wouldn't have it, but the towns, which are very, very reasonable sized towns, but they'd all have Manchester United, Newcastle, everything. Even the season that Portsmouth were like in the Premier League, winning the FA Cup, and I thought I'll go check out a sports store and be cheeky. I was like, "Have you got any Portsmouth shirts?" They're like, "No, we don't stock small teams." I was like, "We're in the FA Cup final. I don't see these other teams there. You're stocking teams that are not. You've got Millwall shirts. Where are they?" But no. So for me, actually, it's been kind of hard to obtain my team historically. It's a bit easier now, with online sales. But
I suppose, that's probably the same. Like York City have the York City Club Shop that's open like 3 days a year, and then like you can't go into Sports Direct in York in the next industrial estates, like where the stadium is, into the next car park. You can't go and buy a York City shirt. It's, as you say, it's Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona. And it's no wonder that kids are walking around in these shirts of these teams that aren't, the local club.
I don't even think there was a club shop for Portsmouth. I'm trying to think. It might just been like a local sports shop, but it was in the city and you had to go there, or there were like 2 or 3, but they were all in Portsmouth and like in like weird places in Portsmouth, like not in the city centre, but like out in, in back, districts of the city. And you have to go there to pick up your shirt. It was all very odd.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to quickly deviate before we get back into final chat, because while we're talking about getting something literally from the club shop, Si, I'm going to send you a quick link here, and we have to put this up on screen and talk about it. I've sent you the message about it before, but this is so my little sort of like non-league affiliation, Jory, is with a club called Blythe Spartans. Okay, now they're a club up in the northeast of England, so a bit higher, up almost towards the border of Scotland, really. But they have got a 125-year anniversary kit coming out this year as a non-league side. They're usually playing green and white stripes. This is their anniversary shirt. Look at that. They're bringing this one out. So it's white with a gold badge to celebrate the 125 years. Apparently, this is what they played in back in the day. White shirt, green shorts, and red socks, apparently, was the original kit. So that's why it's white and green. The club sponsors have said that they're not going to be putting the sponsor on the shirt, which is very, very nice, which, again, for a non-league club is probably worth about a sum of their money. And they're selling them for 45 quid, which is an absolute bargain. They're not even cashing in heavily on it. There's 300 made. And it's
300?
300. Again, I'm presumably a tie with the Spartans, I'm guessing. You can order it online, but the interesting thing about this is it goes up to 9XL, which I've never heard of 9XL before, because apparently you have to buy 2 sizes bigger. Sorry. So I'm not buying one just because I don't want a shirt with that amount of X's on it. So
9XL. That's
9XL.
Like, I don't want to, sound like I'm shaming, but that's big. I think I could fit into 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah.
I might fit into the sleeve of that.
It's I'm just saying, I'm saying today, like I can't fit into some of my actual kits, but that's 9XL. That's sizable. So what do you reckon of that one, Jory?
Yeah, I think the shirt is pretty cool. I really like it. It's very clean. I really like the badge. 9XL sounds. You could go camping in that. So it's a bit big. I really like the shirt. Yeah, very, very simplistic design, which is something I really like about it. No sponsor as well. Yeah, very cool. And just £45, you said, right?
Yeah. Which for a UK shirt is very, very cheap.
For a limited edition as well. That's quite a good deal.
Yeah, I'm going to ask actually, Jory. So you've been doing some shirt shopping, and you actually came to the UK a few times, haven't you? You've done London, you've done Cambridge. Did you do Edinburgh?
Glasgow as well, and then everything in between.
So when you come, what are you sort of looking for? Are you looking for anything? Are you looking for local teams? Do you have a plan in mind for what you want to look for?
No, not really. It does kind of depend on where I'm going. So when I went to Edinburgh, I would prefer to get a local team. I mean, I could go and get into Sports Direct, just like you said, and get a PSG shirt, but I could get it anywhere.
Yeah.
So I do prefer. I got a Arsenal Midlothian shirt, I think, in Edinburgh,
Yeah.
and then in Glasgow, of course, I went for a Ranger shirt with Dessers on the back, which is our old striker. So I whenever it's like more than a holiday trip, I try to get something from a local team or a team nearby. I think it's a great memory. But usually it's just trying different stores, see what they have to offer. It's also quite hard to set a target, I think, because when you're going out to vintage stores who don't necessarily sell football shirts, it's like a needle in a haystack. So I'm already happy when I find a shirt. So then it doesn't really matter which one it is. That's basically how I go around. I always try to find something unique or something located or something related to the location.
And do you go with, this is going to sound like a really, really stupid question, so apologies if it does, but do you go, if you do find a shirt that's in the charity shop or the vintage shop or something, are you looking for your size? I've always wondered this about people, because I only ever look for stuff online. I'm going, well, that's not my size, so I'm not buying it. But thinking I could flip that and sell it on, like.
Yeah, that's my thought as well. When I buy a shirt from my collection, it has to be my size. Because even though I'm never going to wear it, I want to be able to wear it. Is that
yes?
Is that like with all my older Feyenoord shirts and with the Holland shirt as well, it was like mandatory fit to be like a large or a medium. Otherwise, it somehow goes wrong in my head. But when I find a shirt in like a small or a I don't know, a triple XL, which is not my size. Yeah. So usually when I find a shirt not in my size, I always think whether I can indeed flip it and then use the money to buy more shirts. So that's basically how I do it.
I was gonna say that's also something that's sort of like thrown me a little bit, because like Si and I have had this this thing where every month we've been buying each other a shirt as a gift, and then we sort of do like an unboxing on the show. And there is times where I'm looking, going, oh, that's a medium, and I'm going, that's not my size, but all right, that's size. And there's part of me going, oh, I'd quite like that myself personally, and oh, that's a really nice shirt, but that's never going to fit me. And now there's part of me looking, going, oh, 9XL. We'll see where we can go with that. But yeah, I've always looked at stuff and going, oh, it's a cracking shirt. It's not my size, and I've never thought of just buying it and selling it, which I guess is why I'm not a proper good collector at this point.
No, I mean, it doesn't have to be my size, but like for example, the Kappa shirts from Feyenoord, they're always like also like 2 sizes up.
Yeah.
So I do it like a double XL, and then it fits like a medium. So that's kind of cheating the rule, but it has to fit me, and then the size doesn't matter. So it could be a small, which is then a bit bigger. So I have to be able to wear it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I have some like that. I've bought like I've got some smalls which fit me fine, and I've got some larges which are still a tight fit. And I'm just like it really depends on what I buy. I even bought like what did I buy? I bought I don't think it's in here, but I bought a Marseille compression kit, and I didn't realize it was a compression kit. And like it was listed as a medium, and I thought I'll try this on, and I couldn't get it. Like the thing is like compression, it like pushes. Yeah. It's like everything. It's like it's not a tight fit. It's a very tight fit. But it's intentionally so. But it's very odd to try and put on, and you feel like you're putting something on that's 10 sizes too small. But the material is designed to do that. It has a lot of stretch.
But I guess this is where the world of football shirts is going now, and we mentioned in the last couple of episodes, really, the amount of different styles of kit that are available. So you're no longer just going with what used to be. You go to the club shop, you buy the shirt off the rail, and that's the shirt, and that's all you get is this football shirt. Now it's the fans version, the player issue version, the super player issue version, the one the players actually worn, the spaceman fit, like whatever it is that's that you get now, that you wear it in a velodrome, and it's like it's wind resistant. There's just so much going on that, like, I mean, is it just clubs just wringing money out of the consumer these days, or like, I mean, who really who really needs to have the actual, as Si's got there, the compression kit? What fan needs the compression kit version?
I don't think they released it. I think it was a player issue one, but I picked it up. Classic football shirts acquire these things and they sell them on. Well, I don't know. It's very odd. It's like, but then there's also the issue of the pricing. I don't know what's the new Netherlands shirt like, Jory, because the new England one is about £130 or something ridiculous. So it's about €150.
Yeah, that's quite expensive. I think the regular fan kits will go for like 90 to 100, and then the pro version will go for, I think, 2 tenors more, something like that. Which is, I agree with you guys. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. At Feyenoord, we do now have the pro version, which is a shirt, €35 more expensive than already the €90 you're paying for the fan version shirt. Yeah, and then they claim it to be it's a bit more breathable, and the fabric is different. And I think they're really trying to play in the fact that you as a fan try to connect with the player. So if you're wearing a shirt that is like a little bit more close to the shirt the players are wearing, then you can like really feel like the players on the pitch. And I think that is, I think it's fine. It's not my cup of tea, but yeah, if you want to feel connected to the players, I think it's completely fine.
Yeah, I think we had, and again, I can't remember, Si, which episode it was we did it on, but didn't we see one of the clubs, and I think it was on their website, like the differences in the shirts, and it was little things like, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but go back and check previous episodes by the way if you're watching it. I'm sure one was like they didn't have stripes on the sleeve, and
it was the MLS.
It was the MLS
shirts,
like they had like stripes on the sleeves for the player issue shirt, and then if you bought the fan shirt, it was just plain. And I'm like, that's a different shirt. Like you can't just rip someone off like, oh yeah, we haven't bothered putting a badge on it. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's kind of cheating. Okay, so Yuri, I'm going to ask you about so when you're doing your shirt shopping and you get into a shop, the other thing that I guess you're watching out for is fakes. Do you have like a quick thing you're going through? Like for Nike, obviously you're checking the product code. It is checking the product code. But like when you start to get, I don't know, like what Castore do, or are there like, how do you sort of quickly identify whether you think it's genuine or not? Or do you on your phone?
Yeah. I just quickly search for the product codes on my phone or for any labels inside. Usually, when a shirt is fake, the labels, they look a bit off. I always try to feel whether it's fake or not. But yeah, that's just I don't know an attempt to spot a fake. I usually just compare pictures. That's the thing I do, but it's very hard, especially when the labels aren't inside anymore. It's basically taking a guess. And sometimes
the old shirts,
it goes right and then it goes wrong.
The old shirts probably didn't even have product codes, do they? So that that makes it trickier. So if you go on, Tony,
I was going to say like newer ones, the new labels just seem to stand out pretty easily, don't they? The materials not so much anymore. They're getting so much better material wise, but those labels, they sort of like do tend to be like, oh, there's a massive chunky label in here for no reason, or that long label that stretches out for so long. You're like, that's not real, is it? That's not meant to be there.
The Kappa ones have really long labels. The Kappa ones actually do have really long labels. But like, I'm going to pick on a shirt I can see in behind. So that Netherlands shirt behind you is a very popular fake shirt. Actually, so is the Fiorentina one next to it.
Yeah, and the Germany
Fiorentina one. Yeah. Is that Fiorentina one the one I chose for my free shirts? I think it was, wasn't it, Tony?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So so those shirts. So let's say like, how are you identifying whether they're genuine or not?
Yeah, like I said, just comparing pictures of the original, and I think a lot of it is based on trust. So I bought this shirt of a very known football shirt seller who does it basically for a living. So I mean, yeah, if he would sell a fake, he would I think he would lose all of his clients, stuff like that. So he would lose his reputation. Yeah. And this one, Yeah, I just compared pictures. I bought it from someone who was cleaning out his attic. And yeah, it's taking a guess. But if you compare the pictures and look at the label or like the stitching, you could make something out of it. But it's always a little bit of a guess, I think. But that makes it even more exciting. So when the shirt arrives and it does turn out to be authentic, it's like an even bigger thrill.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I think sizing's an issue as well. And obviously, I guess if you're in store and you're holding it up, you can get your tape measure out or whatever and work it out. But if you're buying that online, that's adds a whole new element of guesswork to it, doesn't it? And another element of trust that I hope this is genuine.
Yeah, it's always hard, especially sizes. Sometimes I just ask people to just measure the shirts, and then I'll compare those measurements to medium shirts or large shirts, and I could say, oh yeah, it's probably a medium or. But yeah, it's always a game of trust, and I think, sometimes it turns out right, and sometimes you get yourself a shirt you didn't want to get.
I guess that's the next question then. Like, have you had your fingers burnt, and what was it that you bought that you were like, oh, I thought this was real and it's not?
I once bought an England shirt like from the 1990s with Gascoigne on the back, but that turned out to be like a reissue from the, I don't know, late 2000s, early 2010s. But I think that was my mistake. I was overly excited. I bought it. Didn't ask for like the product code, or didn't ask for, is it really from that era? Is it really authentic? Stuff like that. It was quite cheap, so it wasn't huge, but I was quite disappointed afterwards. So, but I think you learn from it. I mean, when your fingers get burned, you know where to look for next time, or to be more cautious, or not to be overly excited and just buy anything you see. So it's a wise lesson. I think
that tends to be the thought process, doesn't it, Si? Like if it seems to be too good a deal, it tends to be. And I've found as well, this is a good way I've noticed of checking whether someone's genuine. If someone's selling it online, ask them if it's genuine. They tend not to reply if it's not. So that's usually a good start.
Yeah. I sometimes ask them if I can pick it up. That's always a good one. Because usually they say, no, I only send them out. And it's like, oh, no, I don't mind the drive. And then they don't respond anymore. And it's like,
because they don't want you to know where they are.
Also, yeah.
That's interesting. All right, let's go the opposite way. So all the shirts you've picked up, what's been your favorite one?
It's been a couple of them. It's I think my best deal in terms of like value for money was a shirt from Ghana from 1994 or 1996. It's a shirt from Adidas with a huge black star in the middle.
That's the national team.
Yeah, the national team. Let's see. I think it's it's this one.
Oh wow, that one.
It's a very cool one. It's like it's just an Adidas, just the Adidas logo and then the flag. I think it's a very, very cool, very cool design. Yeah, I got this for 30 euros. So
30.
Yeah, 30. And then when I got home, I looked online and it was going for like 200, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the best. That's one of the best deals I got, I think. I also picked up this one. It is a FC Cullen shirt with a Ford sponsor on the front.
I'm moving my head to see. I don't know why I'm moving my head. Yeah, that's nice.
That's a beauty.
What's that? That's going to be about
how pristine that collar is.
98. It is, isn't it? What year? Do you know what year it is? Early 2000s 90s, or late 90s? No.
Early, late 90s. I think 96, 98.
96.
Yeah. I found this one in a vintage store for like 15 euros, and all the other fake football shirts were like 20, 25 because they look vintage. I mean, it's sometimes it's so ridiculous how they do the pricing and how they don't know what they're selling.
It's earlier even. I mean, it's 1994.
Oh, 1994. Oh.
Yeah, even older. 94, 95.
Yeah. So I mean, those are like the highlights of hunting for football shirts. You know, finding such a shirt for a great price in good condition. I think those I think those are my favorites. I did find a Schalke shirt and away one, a black one with like the same template as this Feyenoord shirt in like a Kilo store or something on a Kilo Still event maybe for like €6 and turned out to be a valuable piece as well.
I've been to like 10 Kilo events and I've never found anything beyond some amateur Swedish team, and that's it.
Yeah,
like a local pub side shirt or something.
Yeah.
Here's my question: is there not part? And I reckon I probably know the answer here. Is there not part of you that almost feels bad getting a shirt of that value for that cheap? Like, and I know the answer is going to be no, but like,
yeah. Sometimes it's a bit embarrassing, but yeah. On the other hand, I mean, it's just pure luck, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I wouldn't pick it up, someone else would. So
yeah, 100%. Like, go on, just go. This is definitely €15, right? Yeah, cool. Right, bang, go on.
Yeah. When you're at the till and you're like shaking and you're like, please don't be a problem. Please don't be.
Because if you ask if they've priced that up properly, they go, well, what do you mean? Like, no reason. Just checking. That's
no, just curious. Yeah.
It's like, these are all £6, correct? Yeah.
Right.
I'll buy it right now. I'll come back.
15 is quite expensive, actually. So,
yeah. You're not cheeky and say, "Can you knock an extra tenner off or anything?"
No. I don't. No.
Oh man. So we had a quick little nosy then on the rail there, multiple rails, we should say. So what is the standard of the collection then? How many shirts are we talking?
I think probably 150 right now. I sold a lot of them to get some funds for the Holland 88 shirt. I think my collection has been at like 200 at most. And I'm now kind of reselling a lot of shirts to focus more on 90s and 80s shirts, maybe early 2000s to get a little bit more vintage, a little bit more vintages in the collection. And I kind of rotate. There's some shirts I'm like keeping, and then there's some shirts I kind of like now, and then I will sell them in a year. And then I will. Yeah.
Have you got an idea of a value? The what you've spent on it and what you think that it's now worth?
I think it's like 8,000 to 10,000, something like that. And I've spent, I think, half of that. So it's a pretty good investment if you consider it that way. On the other hand, it's 5,000 euros on pieces of clothing.
That you're not going to wear.
Which I'm not going to wear, like most of them. Yeah.
Make sure the moths don't get in the room, or like.
No.
Keep it away from flames as well.
Yeah.
This is the thing, like, because I was trying to. So Si and I were talking about this about a year ago when we started talking about possibly doing this sort of show, and I was saying to him, I was like, look, I've spoken to Mrs. J, my wife, and I was like, I feel like I should start collecting something. Like, I'm mid-40s now. I feel like I need a hobby to get things into. And I was like, I might go back and collect vintage football shirts, And she's like, but you don't wear them. And I was like, well, it's that or I buy guitars. And she was like, go and find football shirts.
It sounds like a lot, but I have this conversation with Nina as well, particularly as we got to paying for the wedding coming up.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are all these parcels? Are these all football shirts? Yeah. So you need to come off Whatnot now. It's like, I say, well, I could do this and spend 40, 50 quid a week, which is probably too much to be spending a week on football shirts, or I can take up surfing or skydiving and spend £300 a jump or whatever it costs, right? Or motorbiking or automobiles and spend thousands on cars. It's like, as hobbies go, it's in the cheaper end until you start going for match worn Messi shirts. But
don't think it's. I know you say I was with you until he went. It's cheaper. It's not though, is it? Really, it really isn't. If you want, because I think there's the level right now. Jory, you're definitely you're in the pro level. Okay, like you're doing this properly. You're going. No, because I'm going just about that because you're only going for quality. Right, you're only going for what you actually want because you're in a position now where you can flip shirts over and you can start going for the actual shirts you desperately want. I'm in the amateur league. I'm Sunday league collector, right? I'm going, oh, that looks fairly cool. And it's 20 quid. I'll buy that. Knowing that I'm the idiot that's bought it for 20 quid because no one else is going to buy it for 20 quid, right? So I might flip that at 15 quid. Great, I've made a £5 loss. And if I keep doing that, then all I've done is made a cumulative loss. So I need to start upping my game a little bit, really, and being a little bit more selective over what I go for, and maybe start spending a little bit more. Size doing 40 quid a week, sorry. I might just go,
not every week. Not every week. It's not that much. I hope it's not anyway.
Maybe I look at a £40 shirt and go, right, that's what I'm doing, because I've got my budget of 20 quid. So maybe I go, you know what? Maybe if I go 40, I might get a shirt that I actually want, rather than just, I've now bought this shirt, this third division Turkish side, because it just looks quite cool.
See, I'm sort of like in the realm at the minute. Like some of the thing I seem to pick up a lot for like pretty cheap is like Italian. I think I wore this one the other week, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like a mid 2000s or late 90s Italian jackets rather than the shirts. And like one just showed up yesterday, which is it's a Zeus one. You'll probably like this one, Tony. It's a Zeus one. It's a tourist. Nice. Yeah. It's a little bit old. But it's like, I feel like that right now, people are getting rid. No one's wearing that right now, but come the winter, everyone's cold again. Fuel price has gone up.
90s reissue sportswear or 90s sportswear has absolutely made a comeback. I don't know what the situation is like in Rotterdam, Jory, but you can't move for 90s clothing over here.
No. It's the same. It's the same here, and I think especially the football shirts are getting more popular as a fashion item. So there's like an entire different market and an entire different kind of people, jumping into the football shirt buying space as well, which makes it makes it harder to buy shirts. It makes it easier to sell them for more. So it's like, it's a positive thing, but also a negative thing on the other side.
I sort of feel like, and maybe this is just my justification for why I'm doing it, I feel like I'm trying to buy the shirts that I had as a kid that clearly would never fit again. So that's the shirts that I'm looking at, and it's all nostalgia shirts. And it's I spoke before about something like, for example, the Holland shirt you've got above. Like, I could go and buy the reissue version of that for 30 quid or whatever it is, right? But am I going to feel like I have the Holland shirt that I want at 30 quid? I'm probably going to be sat going, I might have to go and buy it again when it comes out and pay more money. So I think that's where we are. We've got this sort of generation of adults now who've lived through it. They've remembered those shirts from when they're younger, and they want to go back and get them now as adults, and maybe pass them on to family down the road. I think that's my justification, and I'm sticking to it.
I think it's a pretty fair justification. Yeah.
There you go. You're validated, Tony.
Hey, what a great
show. Okay, like Jory, I want to. So the other thing, I tried my first football shirt shopping hunting video recently, which is just in the editing floor at the minute. Actually, it's ready to upload, but I had a load of Easter videos I had to sort first. But I tried it in Italy, and it was really tough, and I didn't know how to find places. So how do you plan? Are you looking for charity? I mean, I couldn't find charity shops, which probably didn't help. But are you planning charity shops? Because you've done this in different countries. I know you've gone to Belgium, you've come to the UK, you've done it in the Netherlands. Did you do it in Germany?
No, not yet. No,
you didn't do Germany.
No,
but in Scotland, of course, yeah. So how are you planning? Finding where you might find football shirts at a good price. That was my main problem. I could find football shirts, but it was like I'd go in the Nike store or the Adidas store, and the new Italy shirt is 130 euros. I'm like, well, that doesn't. Well, I'm not going to just get that, am I? Well, even this season's Juventus shirt was 120 euros. It's the end of the season, and I'm not buying a Juventus shirt for 120 euros.
No. So basically, how I do it is just use Google Maps and search for charity shops, vintage stores, sports stores, anything that might sell like old clothing. And then usually I just make a route. And what I also do, especially when I'm in foreign countries, I just use Instagram or YouTube, and I just search for specific hashtags, so like hashtag football shirts, stores, stuff like that, just to see what the different vintage stores have to offer in terms of football shirts. And then basically I'll just judge based on the images to see if the store is interesting enough to visit or not. And that's how I go about. So
do you ever have a budget in mind? Do you go with like, I'm only spending this amount of money, like, and just see what you can get for it, or do you just go, well, whatever it costs, it costs?
No, I usually don't have a budget in mind. I do have a separate bank account for my football shirts, which is some advice for if you don't want to argue with the missus, just make sure everything is separate and it's your money, so she can't complain about it. So usually that's my budget. So if I find a very cool shirt for 200 euros and my budget is 200 euros, I'll buy it. If I find a cool shirt for 20 and I only have a tenner, then it's not possible. Now, I usually don't try to stick to a budget, because then usually you try to either spend it all on football shirts, or you're disappointed you can't buy more because you said in the video you were only going to spend 50 and the shirt is 100 or something like that. So no, usually I try not to stick to a budget.
Have you gone anywhere and then you just not found anything?
Yeah, I have. I went to Groningen, which is a city in the northern part of the Netherlands.
I have a Groningen jacket here. Look, I like this jacket. It's terrible. I managed to find one. I mean, it's kind of garish, but it's like
it's so wrong it's right.
Yeah, that's it.
But I didn't find anything, and I was quite disappointed, and I really doubted whether I wanted to upload the video. Because I mean, it's boring to see just a bloke walking through a city and finding nothing. I think most people watch for the football shirts and not for me, which is completely fine. But I thought, well, this is also, collecting football shirts and hunting for football shirts. It's not all amazing shirts and amazing value for money. It's sometimes just quite harsh, and sometimes you don't find anything, and then. I think you shouldn't, push yourself to then buy a template shirt or then buy a jacket from, I don't know, a fifth tier side or an amateur side. I think you should, quite keep it real. And then if you find nothing, it happens.
Yeah, no, I think there's something, as you said, I think there's something quite authentic about that, isn't it? And going like, look, I went here, here's my expectation. I'm really excited. Nothing, we got nothing, and that happens because that's the reality, isn't it? Now, you can go looking around everything, and that's the thing with charity shops and vintage stores. You could go one day, you film, you get such a great video. You could have gone the day before and got nothing. Like, if you'd gone the next day to Groningen again, who knows what you could have found? That's literally the joy of it. Yeah,
I've had occasions where I went to a kilo store somewhere and they said, oh, we just had like this big bag full of football shirts this morning. And I just went in and I bought like 25 of them, which almost all of them I sold. And I mean, sometimes they don't have any in stock, and you're like, without any result. So
with those kilo stores and those kilo sales, then, like, are you getting known at those sort of places? You're going back regularly and being like, look, if you get any football shirts in, let me know, like, because that's my thing. I'm a big fan. Like, do you build those relationships where sort of people are saying, hey, look, Jory, we've got someone in, might be up your street, might not be. Come and have a little nosy around.
Yeah, no, not on that level. I've had occasions where people recognize me, which is, I think, more worrying than positive. But no, especially with just football shirt collectors in general. I think I often send them a message, and sometimes people send me messages who watch my videos saying like, oh, I'm planning to selling this and this Feyenoord shirt. Are you interested or not? Or what do you think I could get for this shirt? Or are you interested in any way? So I do have a relationship on that level, but not necessarily with like big stores or anything in between. Now they sometimes recognize me, but it's not on a level where they text me before they put it into the store so I can get some advantage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think I need to find the right kilo sales, because I've not found anything at any kilo sale I've been to. Honestly, it's all bit like 90% of the place is normally women's clothing, and the 10% that's men's, then there's 5% that's not got holes all through it, and then about 1% that's sport. And I'm like, oh, there's like, I just see this because it's all like obviously up in the red. You see the stripes, you're like, there's something Adidas. What is it? Oh, it's just the just a t-shirt, just Adidas t-shirt, and I'm disappointed. Or it's like Arsenal, because I won't buy Premier League teams. I don't know. Do you have any Eredivisie teams?
No,
only Feyenoord.
No, only Feyenoord. Yeah, for the same reason, I think you only collect the Arsenal shirts. I think they are potentially a competitor, and I don't like having their shirts. So, for example, I did have an FC Utrecht shirt, and we played them today. We beat them 4-2, but first we came down 2-0, and if it stayed that way, I would have hated to have that shirt and I would burned it. And so I try not to collect other clubs, although you usually find it's like in the top 3. So not a lot of clubs are our competitors. But personally, I would never get myself an Ajax shirt or a PSV shirt just for that reason.
Would you go lower league? Sorry, Tony. Would you go lower Dutch leagues?
Yeah, I do.
Not interested.
No, I do have 2 other shirts from Den Bosch and from NAC Breda. But that's because I studied in both of those cities, so I thought it was a nice memory.
Yeah.
Time there. So I made an exception into collecting other Dutch.
And you made an exception for national teams as well, because next to that Netherlands shirt, we can't see it right now, but what next to that Netherlands shirt?
It's another
one. It's a very nice Germany shirt.
Yeah,
above an East Fife shirt as well, which it's just is that an East Fife? It is, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah,
it is. It's Greenock Morton.
Like, I mean, that's never a thing. Like Greenock Morton and the Germany shirt. 94 shirt next to Arsenal and the goat kit of Holland. Come on, what's?
Yeah, it's a kind of a combination you don't see often, I think. Yeah,
definitely not. Not without someone punching someone else.
No. I don't have. No, I don't have any hard feelings towards Germany. Usually, people from Rotterdam hate them because they bombed the entire city in the Second World War. But I'm not. Yeah.
Is there any other clubs that you wouldn't buy, like not just Dutch clubs, or is there any clubs that outside of in the world where you're going, oh, you know what? No, I'm not doing that.
I think PSG.
Okay,
because I just don't like them for some reason. I don't like I don't like their buying culture and trying to buy the best players and buy their way into winning the Champions League. Same goes for City, but they have more like a history to it, I think. And I think with PSG, they like came from nothing and then became this big club. So PSG is not my favorite, although I do like the 90 shirts. So maybe I will once again break my own rules.
This is what I was about to say to you then, because you've almost stumbled in the same trap that I get myself into. Right now, the old PSG kits from the 90s, yes, they look quite smart, don't they? Right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I've got Sunderland top on. Right, Sunderland's my team. I have said on film before that the Newcastle kits from '96 are incredible, but there's no way I'm buying them at all. No chance, right? But they had 2 absolute Hall of Fame worthy kits, and I will say that again. But no way am I touching them. I can't. No matter how good they are, I can't do it.
There is one nice Southampton kit. That's it. You won't get any more out of me. I wouldn't say there's any other nice ones, but it was the one last season which had like the waves and things on it, the away shirt, and they got relegated in it, so it was doubly nice. We're just thinking
there's a couple of those Man City kits from the 90s that we saw again. You know what's in the theme, Jory? That everything we start with from the 90s, we're all going very much into that and going, that was brilliant back then. Like I've just seen one of your videos just before we started recording as well with the Parma shirt from the 90s with Parma out of the front with the lace neck collar with the Umbro. It's like, just so many Italian football from the 90s. Si, stop me! I'm doing it again.
I mean, I got you. That's why I got you the Italian football shirt last week for your mystery shirt. I think I've got doubled up on your Italian. No, the other one wasn't 90s though. The other one was
the other one was the other one was Sampdoria with someone else's name printed on the back, and then
that's it, with Ray on the back. And that's happened to me this week. I picked up I will show it. Where are you? Here we are. I picked up a Freiburg shirt. Freiburg? Was it Freiburg? Yeah, Freiburg. Nice. Which is kind of a nice one. With but I didn't really had Viet on the back. Well, Viet. I don't know if it's like Viet, which would make it like East Asian, or if it's White, which would make it like Dutch or German, right? Or maybe it just means something. I don't know if it's someone's name
Veet's
on
a hair
there.
removal cream, so
well, yeah.
possibly.
But it's not a player who played for them in the season of this shirt. So, unless it just means like go Freiburg or something, which it could do. I'll have to look up, but so I've done the same thing to myself. Have you got names on? All right, I will start with the Arsenal shirt
as well.
On the back of that Arsenal shirt, is there a name? Is it
Sylvain Viltort?
Is it Bergkamp? Oh, it's Henry.
No, Henry.
Yeah. Actually, it's probably post. Is it post Bergkamp?
No, it's the same season.
No.
Yeah. I think they play together in that shirt.
Yeah. I thought you might have had Bergkamp on it, but no, Henry. Well, that's more than respectable.
Yeah, I was. Well, again, Bergkamp's my guy as well. Like I was at Roker Park to watch him score that ridiculous goal for Arsenal against Sunderland, where he picks the ball up and turns, and then just pings it up in the top corner. And I'm like, oh, that's brilliant.
One where he flicks it one way and he turns the other way.
Oh, that's the Newcastle one.
That's Newcastle. Yeah,
that's stunning. Absolutely stunning. I still can't work out how he's done that. However many years on, I've got no idea.
Are you looking for names on the back? I know you have a few because I've seen. So some of your Feyenoord ones you had. Did you have one out? No, you didn't have one out. You had a. I've forgotten who it is now. There's a player who's moved recently to Bournemouth. Senesi.
Senesi, yeah.
Yeah. You had a couple of ones.
Yes, you were as well.
A big box, and you got one out. You're like, I've already got this shirt, but they're different. Yeah, it wasn't Van Bronckhorst. It was more recent players. One had gone to Bournemouth, and one went to Leeds. The one who went,
Sinisterra.
Oh, Sinisterra.
Yeah. He's now at Bournemouth as well, right?
Yeah. Are you looking for shirts with names on the back, or just if it happens, you get them?
Yeah, usually not. And when they do have a name set on the back, I always think to myself, well, do I know the player? Or do I have like a special connection with him? With Feyenoord shirts, I always try to get a player name on the back of a player who's, on the verge of leaving the club. Mm-hmm. Sounds weird, but I think it's always a nice memory. And I think when a player is like set to stay, I could always get his name on the shirt the next season. No, usually when I find a player, I always think, do I have any feeling with the player or not? I always try to get Larsson. He's my favorite Feyenoord player for some reason.
Although with Larsson,
although when he played, I wasn't born, so I don't have any image of sitting in front of the TV and watching him score. It's like all based on YouTube videos and stories of other people. But yeah, a Larsson name set is then I will definitely buy a shirt. And with any other player,
you didn't manage to get any Celtic, Barcelona, or Manchester United ones, did you? With when you did your shirt shop, when you went to Glasgow, did you look for a Larsson one?
Yeah, I did, but I found a very cool store there as well. But it was this vintage store with a huge racks of football shirts as well. So it was like half football shirt store, half other expensive brands I don't like. And then I found some Larsson Celtic shirts. They were a bit expensive. And I already had one, so I was like, maybe not right now. And then I decided to do a series on my channel where I try and collect every shirt from Henrik Larsson from each club of his career. So I then rebought a Celtic shirt, and I'm now at a Manchester shirt, Sweden, Barcelona, and Celtic. So I still have to get myself a Feyenoord shirt, but somehow they're not.
Yeah,
not
and the Swedish
as well, is it? Helsingborg
and Hogersborg.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Never found any of those shirts. No.
Yeah. No. Again, I think you've almost answered a question I was about to ask there, and that's: would you buy another shirt if you already had that shirt, but the shirt had that player's name set on? Like last week, we were talking about, for me, the Barcelona Kappa kit, the R9 Ronaldo Barcelona Kappa kit. Like I would buy that shirt, but then if it had R9 on the back of it as well, that's like even more special. Like or the Fiorentina with without Batistuta is special. With Batistuta is even more special. Like, is there a Feyenoord kit where you go, right, I've already got it, but oh man, it's got that name and number on that I need. Would you buy that shirt again just for the name and number?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but it has to be a special player. So yes, I think, of course, I think I do have. It's one of the first Feyenoord shirts I ever bought. It is the 2016-17 home shirt when we became champions of the Netherlands for like the first time in 20 years. I was, I think, 16, 17 at the time, and instead of like putting Dirk Kuyt on the back, who came back to Feyenoord to win some kind of one last dance, he scored a hat-trick in the final match, and with that hat-trick he gave us the title. But instead of that, I put my own name and then the number 69 on the back, because it's that's what you do when you're 16, 17 and you're like, this is great. So if I could get that shirt with Kuyt on the back, I would 100% swap it. And with other shirts without name sets, I would get them, and then I will sell the nameless shirt.
Sell the nameless one. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, I think I showed this maybe on the first episode, Tony, so you might remember, but I've got the Total Football Brazil shirt, right? But I had R9 on the back, but my mum, and they were talking about shirts your mum's thrown away. Somehow my R9 one has gone missing, but I bought some for the family. So, Ronaldinho, my stepdad had, Roberto Carlos, my brother had, which I've now reacquired this year. They're just like sitting in attics. So I was like, have you got those shirts still? And they were like, yeah. And I don't know how theirs was still around, and R9 isn't. So I haven't got Ronaldo back yet. I might have to ask my dad, because he has Cafu. So I might get a trifecta of great Brazilians, but still without R9, unfortunately, until my R9 shirt shows up. I'm going to be disappointed.
Well, you can get, and
I thought you were going to say, here it is.
Well, no, Jory, I'm sorry we're talking about Ronaldo, and I know he played for PSV, right? But we are going to talk about him, right? The one of my GOAT shirts, the World Cup '98 R9 shirt, is being re-released.
Yeah,
this comes back to the question I had earlier, because Jory, I say this all the time on the show. I had that shirt without R9 on the back. I don't know where it's gone, right? So do I go and consider buying this reissue shirt, or do I go back and try and find an original again? But then I'll end up buying the France shirt from the same World Cup. It's not going to be the same, is it?
No, it's not really.
I've got to go back for the original, haven't I?
Yeah. I don't like the reissued kit. No, it's not the same. To me, it feels like a fake shirt. I mean, but then officially released by Adidas. No, I personally would go for the original, and then maybe spend a little bit more, and maybe have to, put in some extra work. But
are you listening, Mrs. J? You're listening? I'm allowed to buy the Brazil one again.
So what's the next shirt you want to like? So we asked the guest question: if we gave you like a pot of money, which is a lot of money, like
a blank check,
a blank check, what shirt would you try and acquire? Now, bearing in mind the ones that we would say are sat behind you, or pretty got them all. So, I think I genuinely said that Fiorentina one there. So I think it could be like,
if that's got Van Basten on the back of it, right?
The Dutch one. So what would you go get? It could be a match worn shirt if you want.
We've had people say any shirt from the England World Cup win was Tom FM's. We've had the Dino Baggio shirt from the '94 World Cup when he missed the penalty. Roberto Baggio, sorry, of course, not Dino Baggio. Any shirt from Italia. Buffon's debut shirt, I think it was, wasn't it? Was one?
Yeah. I think what else did we have?
The Dortmund away kit was one of Alex's ones. The white,
the football
and black
historian.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was one of the ones he was missing. Was
long
the
sleeved as well.
Is there anything you would want?
Ooh, is it one shirt?
Well, you could, if you
do
one more.
If there's two, then we'll see. I mean, this is a budget, so we can stretch.
Yeah, if it's a blank check, I would just not buy one. Yeah.
No one's ever thought of that before. No one's thought of
that. It's a blank check. I mean, come on. I could.
Who even uses checks
I would then buy the entire warehouse of classic football shirts. That's the best thing you could do, probably. But I think I would go for, if I'm allowed to spend it on more than one shirt, I think I would go and complete the Adidas Ipswich template. collection.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So I would spend it on like the Dortmund 88, the Munich 8060, light blue version of the Holland shirt, the Soviet Union, West Germany, USA, and then all the templates issued to lower league shirts. I think that would be if I'm allowed to spend it on more than one shirt.
You know what? Yes, you can, because that's a great answer. Because I never thought Ipswich would have been the word that came out of your mouth. So yes, you can definitely have that.
Is that the name of one of which particular template is it?
It's this template.
It is
like
that one. It is that,
yeah. It's the triangle one. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So they have like a red Dortmund one and then a yellow one.
They
do it for like a lot of countries and clubs.
Now, did Ipswich actually have it? They have Adidas, but I wonder if Ipswich actually ever had it.
Was that was called?
Right.
Yeah.
Was it called Ipswich? Is it called Ipswich?
Yeah, it's called the Ipswich template.
Did they have it? Ipswich never have it. Or did they? Is that it?
Nope.
No, not quite. No. Oh, they've got like a different one.
That's an even.
Which is like
that's a cracking.
That's like sideways, isn't it? But that's Umbro. They'd had Adidas, so that was their Adidas kit. Very odd that it's called the Ipswich template.
They also had the France kit, the France template as well. Clearly, from
it's almost that one.
No, if you scroll down, look at that. There you go.
Oh, yeah,
they literally had the French kit, but yeah, I never knew it was called the Ipswich template. But that's really interesting. But yeah, it is the GOAT template, isn't it? Really, it's like it's just so good. Like I remember. So my first memories of that shirt would have been so it's 88 in it. So I'd have been 8 when that shirt was originally came out. Okay, so I'm sort of getting into football in and around that sort of time, so I'm aware of what's happening. You know, as a kid in the UK, an orange football shirt stands out because we don't see many of them. Like it just stands out and it looks different. And then we went on a school trip to Volendam, actually, when I was in primary school. So I'm like, what? Maybe just before, like maybe 9, 10 or something. And I remember seeing these shirts in the towns and like a shop of some description. And part of me was even at 10 going, I wonder if we can buy those. And like, I'm clearly I haven't got the money to buy a football shirt like that, but I remember seeing it and it just fascinated me. I'd never seen a shirt designed like that before. I'd never seen a color scheme like that before, and it just stayed with me. So it definitely sits on the Mount Rushmore. That template, absolutely Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, like you said, it's super recognizable. I think if you just show any shirt with that template, people like instantly say, "Oh, the Holland 88 one."
Yeah,
it's such a unique design and it's so recognizable. Oh, which club is this one?
That's
Karlsruhe. Yeah, Karlsruhe.
Karlsruhe.
Karlsruhe. Yeah.
But even the Russian kit, I know there's a lot of controversy with it. Obviously, you know, but again, like that is such a people will pay a lot of money for that shirt because of how rare it now is, of course, as well. And red with the CCP going across the front of it, it's just a kit that people remember and people see.
That's interesting. That's
I've never seen that kit before. Yeah,
no badge on it.
No,
only
they played it. They played it in a friendly. Yeah.
Nice.
So they actually were. Do you know what so we said it's called the Ipswich template, right? And we were looking at those kits Ipswich are wearing, but this is the one from the year after, which is actually a template that was on those Ipswich kits. Which is very odd, right? You would have thought this one would be the Ipswich template.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah, you can see that is the one that Ipswich
they diagonal stripe.
Yeah. Very odd. But yeah,
How bizarre.
Argentina. I'm trying to see which other clubs would have it.
There's another one there. You just there's been more.
That was the Argentina one. That was the Argentina.
No, it was red, wasn't it?
Another one.
I think Porto has one as well.
Oh, did they?
Ooh,
yeah, a dark blue version.
Yeah, there's one. There's the pink one, Si.
Bari's
awake. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Now we're talking, Jory.
We're adding more and more to the list.
And it's long sleeved as well.
But since our budget is limitless, we can spend it all.
Wolfsburg, about a green one.
That's an interesting one. That's the other template. That's the Germany 88 template, right?
Yeah,
Me and Tony were talking about
1990s.
pre-show.
Yeah,
but it's a Cork City version, which is interesting. Let's see if we can find some more. I mean, some of these clubs will have it. Where did you say? You said Karlsruhe will have it. There you go. There's the Karlsruhe one. Actually, it is the same sponsor, which is why I can see you thought the other one was Karlsruhe. What was the other early one I saw earlier? It was
just down Wolfsburg there. Down.
Oh, no, it was Karlsruhe we were looking. Sorry, you just seen Wolfsburg, have you?
They've got a green one. Yeah, if you scroll up ever so slightly, maybe.
Have I gone too far?
I don't know. It's green. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's green. There it is. Yeah. Very nice.
With blue sponsor on it, which just clashes so badly, doesn't it?
It is very odd. Let's check Porto quick, because you think that Porto had it. So let's see. We'll see if we can find a nice blue one. There we go. 1991, 1992.
Oh, that's quite late.
Yeah. It's a couple of seasons afterwards. It is good. There you go. Just to confirm, a collared and collarless Ipswich shirt. There we go.
Nice.
But Ipswich never wear it. And do you remember we did another? We were looking at. Is it Portsmouth? Do you know? It might be Portsmouth. It might be my own team now. I think about it. There is one. It's the bruised banana. It's not.
It's not quite the Arsenal one, is it?
But yeah, it's not. It's not. It's got this weird manufacturer, and I've seen it a few times since. And I think there is a version of someone has this kit, this Ipswich template, but it isn't Adidas. It's someone else making it. It's very odd. But yeah, they are popular. Let me see if I can find Ipswich template. Let's see if we can find like a.
It's just too good. It's just too good. Would you have a name and number on your Holland shirt, Jory? In that one, was there any player that would sort of like be the main guy for that 88 Holland shirt? Or
no, I think if I were to put a name on it, it would be Van Basten or Gullit.
Van Basten, Holland, yeah.
Here you go. How about this? This guy I've just found on Twitter is trying to do a rainbow of Ipswich templates. So he's getting all different shades of Ipswich templates. He's got, is that the United States Soccer Federation away Dutch one? Different shades of blue. He's got, we got the Dutch one. We got two Dutch ones there. Like he's just going through all the colors. I don't know if this picture's going to load. No. But yeah, I think that's kind of a cool idea. Would you like one in each color, Jory? Would you like?
Probably.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean,
perfect.
This guy is probably executing my unlimited budget request right now. So I'm kind of jealous. Yeah, I mean that would be amazing, especially since those shirts are the most recognizable shirts ever. I mean, it would be.
Yeah, I mean,
he says he's looking for the Dutch orange one. And that's it right there.
I wonder if that's a reissue then, and he wants the original one. Maybe I'm going back through the 90s Adidas templates, and they've got some incredible templates, haven't they? Like I know we were saying recently about how they're doing a great job with the international kits, and Nike have very much dropped the ball. We'll find out your views on the current Holland kit as well, actually, Jory. But yeah, these old Adidas templates. And I was never really an Adidas fan, but I'm looking back on, you know what? Yeah, give me any one of those, and I'll be happy with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of classic ones. I mean, even the one Yuri's wearing now, where they had the extra large badge on the kits, which I think Liverpool had as well that season, right? Or even maybe a couple of seasons earlier. There's a famous Liverpool one with a giant badge on it. I think. Let me check. Liverpool kits.
Is it this one here, the CIS template? Is it? 92.
Is that the name of that template? 1990.
Yeah.
What year is Jory? What year is the one you're wearing? Do you know?
This one, 97, 98.
Oh.
There should be a name for this template as well, but I'm not familiar with it.
No, I think Liverpool had it earlier. I can't find it on Liverpool one now. No, have I imagined it? Maybe I imagined it. Or was it an away kit or something? Maybe it was an away kit. I can't find it now. Their third from the season before is not too far off. but maybe I imagined it. Someone can write in the comments and correct me.
Yeah,
tell me where I'm going mad.
With regards to the current Dutch kit, then Jory, what's your opinion on it? Are you a fan of the new international kit or non-fussed?
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's better than the one from the last tournament, I think. It's a bit better. They say it's inspired by the 1988 kit. I don't see in which way. But yeah, it's always this marketing talk they do when they release a shirt, I think. Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the England marketing talk this week caused a bit of a stir, or last week caused a little bit of a stir, which maybe we don't want to get into too much. But
they changed the St. George's Cross, right? That was
they changed the colours,
the main issue, right?
Which for no reason actually. It didn't. I mean, this is my problem: is it doesn't actually stand for anything. They've just changed the colours, which I suppose no longer makes it the St. George's Cross anyway.
And as you can imagine, everyone's been totally fine with it. Like,
I mean, my problem is that it's no longer the flag. Like, just on a purely principle level, I actually want it to stand for something, but it should stand for something. Like, whatever it stands for, I don't mind. But if it's just changing the colours,
I'm still upset that the Scotland shirt isn't actually blue. I'm convinced it's not blue. I think it's great. I'm more bothered about that.
Yeah.
And also this woolen look, I'm still not having.
It's the fabric. And we did actually talk about last week about the away shirt, and it looks like I don't know what your bus seats are like on public transport in the Netherlands. But it's certainly
I said I was fine with this. I was like, yeah, I'm all right with this.
Tony's a fan. I actually picked up. I know the last one. This is the last one, which is super shiny. I saw it cheap somewhere the other week, and I nearly picked it up. I was very, very tempted, but I ended up picking up this one this week. Actually, it's just arrived yesterday, in fact. So, and it's certainly not my favorite. I've just stopped my video. I've pressed the wrong button. I meant to stop the share. Right, let's try that again. Stop the share. I picked up this one, which is the one from. Actually, I don't think you even qualified. I think you played a tournament in this.
Yeah, thanks for reminding. Sorry. No, we didn't. It's the 2012 one, right?
2018.
2018.
Did you go to Russia?
No, we didn't. No. We
doing tournaments Scotland haven't been in. We don't. There's not many we have been in, so we're not really that bothered.
You're going to the next. You're both going to the next one, so it's
okay. Yeah, we are.
It'll be fine.
It's Norway and Sweden's turn to miss out this time, and Wales. So
seems fair.
Yeah, and Italy nearly didn't qualify again. So and they're the current champions, and that would have been embarrassing. They haven't been to the last two World Cups. I mean, this is actually just a Nike template. I'm pretty sure Portsmouth had this kit as well. But yeah, I picked up my first Netherlands shirt, which actually is kind of surprising because, and I don't think I might have mentioned this on the show before, but I don't know. But growing up, my dad lived in the Netherlands, so I used to come over quite a lot to the Netherlands. And we'd go sometimes to the Ajax games. Sorry, so we go to Ajax to the house. Well, because he lived in Leiden and Noordwijk. That's the close. Actually, it's probably about 50. It's probably about halfway between the two. I think I have been to Rotterdam actually as well. I've been to Rotterdam, but I mean to Feyenoord. But yeah, it's it was interesting going there and seeing. So I've always had a soft spot for the Netherlands. It's been like a second team. Having spent, I reckon I worked out. I've spent a year of my life there, always in 1 week gaps. But it's just tiny amounts, but it all adds up over my childhood. So there's a small soft spot for the Netherlands. So I thought, right, I'm finally going to acquire a Netherlands shirt. It's probably not my I'd much rather have the one behind you, but that one will suffice for now.
You can always make me an offer. I mean,
yeah. Well, this one was about €10, so it's I don't think you're going to send me the one behind you for €10.
No, probably not.
I always in my head I can't get over the idea of spending more than £40 for a shirt. I think it would have to really mean something to me to get something more. And I obviously I'm assuming this doesn't unless you've got some absolute bargains, but you've never really is there a limit to what you would go to? Or
I think not.
Mm.
I don't want to get too much into your finances.
No, but no worries. No. I was just no. I think the budget has to do with like the value of the shirt. If it's like Johan Cruyff played one season for us in 1984, I think. I mean, to get a match worn shirt from him when he was at Feyenoord, I mean, then my budget of like a maximum of I don't know €1,000 for a shirt would be ridiculous, right? So it wouldn't get even higher. So if I really wanted that shirt and it was for sale, I would then of course spend the money I think it's worth.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? If you're a collector, you're a collector, aren't you? Like really, like you're in the game for that specific thing. You get the thing you want. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm currently on a vintage football shirts website right now, scrolling through, looking at 1990s Adidas kits and going, £200. What can have I got 200? I've got 200. I could probably spend £200, and I'm not spending £200. Like, but I'm going through loads of these. Going, I could put these in a basket, and no one would ever know. Like so.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah,
I wouldn't put them in. If the moment they're in the basket, it's very difficult to go back. You're halfway through to convincing yourself that you want it then, and now it's going to sit, and they're going to send you email reminders. Oh, you've left something in your basket, Tony. Would you like to come and purchase?
I've got to remember to not bookmark the website to go back to it. Yeah. They're probably all fakes anyway. They're probably dirty, horrible fakes.
Jory, there's so many things I want to ask you so much about the shirt shopping, but we'll do our regular question. So we've asked you the one you would most like, the shirt you'd most like if we gave you any money, and your favorite shirt currently. But the other thing we ask everyone is, what would you ban from football shirts if you could ban anything? So to give you some examples, someone banned round collars. Was it, Tony? Tight, like the small collars,
like a deep collar, a deep round collar, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've had undershirts banned. We've had remakes banned.
Yes, shirts that aren't a universal size. So
yeah, we call it Room 101, but I don't know if that translates into Dutch or not.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So, like, what would you send to Room 101? What would you send to Football Shirt Purgatory? Let's say.
I think shirts where you have like the logo and the badge centered, and then where the manufacturer is above the club. I think that's something very ugly. Ajax have it with their current.
Like
with their current shirt.
Like actually no, the manufacturer's over here, isn't it?
Yeah. But when they're like completely centered, and like right now with the Ajax shirt from this season, you have it where the Adidas logo is above the Ajax badge. There was a lot of stick about that, but at this point, everything is above Ajax, so they shouldn't cry. Get them in there.
They're struggling, aren't they?
They are very much struggling, and I like every second of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we suffered for 10 years, and they didn't show any pity. So
would you be okay with the manufacturer under the badge? Because I know that the old Umbro used to be like that, didn't it? Like back in the 90s.
Okay. So I was going to say the old Newcastle ones, but the Umbro's underneath. So when it's the manufacturer's above the badge, is when. So with the old Feyenoord ones, which way around is it? Is it because are there some centered ones?
What about what about when the badge is centered and the manufacturer is still over on the right?
Yeah, that's what's on this Brazil.
That looks odd.
I do actually think that the Nike should be in the center on this.
Yeah.
This should be.
It's more on the shoulder than like on the chest.
Although I feel like if that Nike badge, you move that to the middle, that has to go there. That can't go there.
That has to go under. Surely.
I think it goes
surely
under.
Surely the manufacturer is less important than the badge. Surely.
Yeah. I'm going to find the old Feyenoord ones. Is it underneath on the old Feyenoord ones?
I think it's on the sleeves when the badge is centered with the 2002 home shirt. I think the Kappa logos then move to the sleeves, so you just
it's Kappa, isn't it? So you don't
just
have
a Feyenoord badge in the middle, and then the sponsor.
That's the way to do it, isn't it? That's the way. I've just shared it, Tony.
Yeah, just put it up there now. That's it. Yes.
Yeah,
on
that
the
one.
sleeves. Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about where the Kappa is.
No.
Okay. Okay, that's actually quite nice. That actually works well for Feyenoord because of how the badge is. Like do you know what would really wind me up though? And whose shirt was it? It was on someone's shirt last year. It might have even been my club. It was a Portsmouth shirt from last year. If that badge was like, if the line in the badge was not in line with the center
yes
line, I will find it now. I think it was a Portsmouth shirt from last year, and it was like. It wasn't that the badge didn't match the thing, but it was like, what season was it? Last year or the year before? Oh, this one, like this was our away shirt or a third shirt, and like that's not center, that black red. It's like ever so slightly off. See, the middle of the collar is there, and then it comes down here. It is. It's really annoying, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it's the wrong colors for Portsmouth anyway. But yeah, I thought like if they did that with that Feyenoord one, I have seen it with a club. I can't remember who it is now.
We spoke about it a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? It was only a few weeks ago we spoke about it. I remember. It was someone's badge, yeah. It didn't line up with their stripe. Oh, it was someone with stripes in the badge, and they didn't River Plate or something.
It was something like that. Yeah, it didn't quite match up, and it was very, very odd. Yeah, you're older. You haven't had any other centered ones, I don't think.
No, I think only that one.
Just the one season. Interesting. Yeah, okay. We can put that in room 101.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tony?
That seems absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. I'm all for an aesthetic. So yeah, agreed. Motion
pass. There we go. I just realized you're wearing a centered one, Tony. But
that's why I was curious. Because it's got to be. You couldn't have that there. That it wouldn't make any sense.
That Avec is way too big to go above.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't that size on the shirt, but I think on the shirt it was. On the badge was on here, and the Avec was on there on the actual shirt itself.
Yeah, you can get away more with the training one.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. That makes complete sense to us. I suppose, Si, any more questions?
I think we just have one from the Discord very quickly, if I can find where the question is, and then we'll wrap up. Which was asking about, I mean, if you want to join the Discord, loads of people asking questions, sharing their shirts, sharing how they think the new Germany shirt looks like a 90s, flamed shirt. We got asked about this new Dunfermline shirt, which if I just share it.
Yeah.
Which if you've been to Scotland, Jory, so this is a Scottish team. Now, I'm colourblind, so I'm trying to work out, is that not the light? Is that like a colours like radiating out from the badge?
Yeah, it looks
hard to see.
Red or I can't see it's red or pink or purple maybe, but it's like an optical. It looks like when you drop a pebble in water and it ripples. It's
and like the light, like during a sunset, and the light.
Yes, yeah.
Now it's sounding poetic, I have to say.
I mean, listen, right? It's incredibly detailed for a Dunfermline Athletic away shirt that has a massive sleeve sponsor.
Yeah, that's like a big slab that says BG Taylor Groundworks, which is like a very typical non-league or like lower level team, sponsored by some blue collar manufacturing or building company. Like it's like our trophies used to be. They're now sponsored by pizza companies, but they used to be sponsored by who was it? It was Tool Station, wasn't it? And before Tool Station, it was
Screwfix, wasn't it?
There was Screwfix. There's been Tool Station. There's been like just like the magazines that sell drills. Anyone that sells drills and hammers, they can sponsor it. It was the vehicle hire one. When it was like the trade vehicle hire.
Checker Trade.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, it's very odd for the sponsor. What do you think, Jory? Do you think would this be one for your shirt collection or?
Well, I wanted to say I didn't like it, but the longer I look at it, the more I'm getting the vibe.
Literally hypnotizing.
It's hypnotizing
somehow. Especially when you started about, a drop hitting the water at a nice sunset, I kind of got taken away. So I think with that in mind, I think, it's something you need to get used to. But it's not horrible. I think it's cool to have as a
there we go.
It's something different. Yeah.
Here's a question. Actually, I've just thought of it right now. So apologies for just having my brain whirring on. Right. Obviously, we know of all the shirts that we've had from our childhood and stuff, and we've seen in all the 90s and early 2000s kits, we remember them with nostalgia. Is there any shirts that you've seen in the last, let's say, like 2 or 3 years? Is there any shirts that you look at that you've seen and you go, that is a classic shirt waiting to happen? Like, and have you sort of been tempted to just buy it now, knowing that in 10, 20 years' time, you're sat on a gold mine? Because the reason I ask is because I think this year's Man United green away kit is one of those collector's item shirts.
Man United this season.
I think that's going to be worth a lot of money in the future.
The black and white one,
the green and white stripe, because it's different.
Green and white.
I think that's going to be worth a few quid.
Ooh,
and I'm tempted to buy one this year. And I don't like Man United, but I do think that shirt will be worth a fair few quid in the future.
Is it green? You've seen
recently that looks like you go, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's definitely going to be getting out. It's like the Venezia shirts. Obviously, are going to be worth a fortune.
I think that's the sponsor ruins it. No, I think the sponsor ruins it.
Oh, it's ugly as sin, but let's face it, it's going to be worth something. I think that will make money. I've convinced myself about this, right? Because it's so different.
Oh, Jory, what are you saying? Is there a recent shirt?
It hurts to say, but I think the Adidas Bob Marley shirt, the black one with the green, yellow, red. That one was so massively popular when it came out, and people are, that one. I mean, I'm really struggling to say it. No, it's a good shirt. It's a very good shirt. It's a unique shirt with they have the little bird within the 3 crosses in the neck, which is a very, very nice detail. I think this one will be worth a lot in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's already pretty popular. But there's also a lot of like, I don't know if it's official or not. There's like a version which has like loads of little stencils on it. I think it's a fake. It's like more Bob Marley-fied.
Yeah, I've seen that one where it's like an image of Bob Marley and then like all sorts of drawings. Yeah, I think it's a fake as well.
It's
At
like
least I didn't see it in the Ajax club store, stuff like that.
No, it's very odd. Okay, yeah, I think that. So this is what you're just to show what you were on about before.
That one.
Wrong way around. Yeah.
Now, which way? Now they used to be sent. I mean, Ajax have historically been centered quite a lot. So I'm going to go back and but the badge was always centered and the sponsor was on the right. See, that's when I used to see them. That's what I remember. That around that one. Have they had other centered ones? I'm trying to think. I'm wondering if this is a particularly Ajax thing and you've just picked on them now. But no, it does look like just I mean, I don't blame you. It does look like, actually the manufacturer's always, even though the badge is in the middle, the manufacturer's always on the right. Anyway, I'll save your eyes, Jory.
Thanks.
I've got to think of one now. I'll tell you which one. And it's not going to surprise you which one I say, Tony. It's the Roma shirt from this season.
Yeah.
If I can find it. This version. That one. Although I don't know, maybe is it special?
I think without the sponsor. I don't know. It's not special enough for me. I don't know.
Is it just too generic? It does look like a Spain kit still. And then maybe it is just too generic. And they're going to do it. There'll be another one in a year or two that'll be very similar. I already think next year's one is similar, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could we see next year's one? So perhaps that one.
Will the Belgium Tin kit be?
The Belgium Tin kit, I think so.
Yeah.
So some of these kits, I wonder. Oh, do you know this Roma third one actually? That might maybe
smart in it.
Although maybe I'm just picking kits that I like now. The Inter Milan ones, perhaps. Like I feel like the Inter Milan one with the turtles, the Barcelona one with the Rolling Stones. Those ones, I think, are good. If because I think they have both now been made, and the Transformers Inter Milan one. I think those 3 kits, because I think all 3 of them were made commercially available in limited numbers. I think those 3 are going to be.
I think again, like we look at those kits with like the historical ones with a bit of sort of nostalgia on it. So like a Roma kit, we always associate with Totti. So does Roma have a player right now that resonates as much as Totti does? Like does a Juventus kit resonate as much as like Pirlo wearing it? Does a Milan kit, does it look right without Maldini in it? You know, those sorts of things. Like, are we now looking at those players maybe like an early 2000s Barcelona kit when Messi first appears is going to be the one that people will start rushing towards, or like the Rivaldo one maybe, or something. And maybe we're just in that era where these players aren't legends and removed enough. Like, does that make sense?
I'll tell you which one then. This season,
The Bellingham one. Season.
Yeah, with Jude Bellingham on the back.
The other Bellingham, yeah.
That with Jude Bellingham on the back, I think. If Bellingham turns out to be as good as his current career, projects to be. I mean, I'm the English one here, so maybe you two can say whether I'm just overinflating the skill of an English player. But I think he's doing all right. I think he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he's doing quite good, and I think when he turns out to be a world-class player, this would be his like rookie card shirt. So it will, it will be worth a lot more. I think, especially the Birmingham shirt from when he was like 16.
Yeah, the
that one would be like the most valuable one, but I think this one is pretty good shout.
I do like the fact that you just referred that the Real Madrid shirt as his rookie shirt, which completely just discredits the Birmingham season he had and then all the work he did at Dortmund.
And then Dortmund,
Oh, you remember he just turned up at Real Madrid?
See, the problem I have with the Birmingham one is it's like, I think it's this one or this one.
Boyle Sports.
Yeah, that one. It's like, Boyle's. It's like not really an iconic Birmingham shirt. In fact, it would make more sense if it was it would make more sense as a Real Madrid shirt, away shirt actually. With like, it does look with that yellow collar. It's actually very similar to the one he has now. I wonder if you're just going to associate Bellingham with like yellow collars. Yeah, because I don't think he ever wore that one, or that might have been his debut one.
It feels like Troy Deeney.
And then that one, and I think only the one season. So the other problem is I can't remember which ones he wore and which ones his brother wore. But certainly that one. And then he goes to Dortmund. Let's see. You can see which ones. Only that one, and then that's the first. Bellingham. That's an all right Dortmund one, but it's not like. So I think the Real Madrid, because the Real Madrid one sort of looks like they've not done anything this season that's crazy. Like it's sort of very basic Adidas. But like it's very nice, like a nice yellow trim with a blue trim, a nice collar.
It looks like a Galacticos shirt, doesn't it? Like that's the Galacticos era, Real Madrid reborn essentially.
So I think Bellingham's going to be my answer. I'm going to, if you want to tie it to a player, him.
Fair, and anything with Giroud on the back.
Giroud,
yeah. Interesting. Cool. Okay. Well, anyone who's listening or watching, let us know what you think this shirt is going to become iconic in the future, because I think it'd be interesting to work out what people think of that. Jory, obviously, thank you for coming on the show and chatting to us. We've still got so much more to talk about, so feel free to come back whenever your schedule allows. If people want to follow you and find out a bit more about you, come and see the channel on YouTube. Where can people do so?
On YouTube, Jory's football shirt collection, and then on Instagram, Jory's _football shirt _collection as well.
Excellent stuff. And Sai, where can people find you with all your work that's going on at the minute?
Yeah, I was trying to remember all the social media platforms. So Maggio, I think I'm on all of them. I'm trying to, every week I'm like, maybe I should grow Instagram this week, or maybe I should grow TikTok this week, or maybe I should grow YouTube this week. So you can just search on all of them. So if you're looking on YouTube, look for Maggio Footy, because that'll take you to the football shirts as opposed to Football Manager.
Makes sense. You can find me, Tony Jameson, on Twitter and Instagram. Instagram's mainly CrossFit, to be honest. So you'll not find much football shirts. You'll find a lot of CrossFit t-shirts that are on the floor sweaty. But I might try and put some football shirts up on there as well.
You got to start wearing football shirts to CrossFit.
No, God, no. I mean, the movement is not good. And as we've said, none of them fit anymore now. So it'd be horrific. I don't have to get a player issue shirt to try and squeeze into that to then take it back off and do the workout. That's not going to happen. And then TikTok is Tony Jameson as well. And there's about 6 things on there maybe or something. So don't follow that. Follow at Footy Shirt Sock on Twitter. And that's what we need to do. Go and follow the Football Shirt channel. And then, of course, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel down here. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple or whatever, make sure you subscribe there as well and give us.
They're about 8 weeks behind because I've forgotten to upload. So
brilliant. Okay.
they're a long way behind on Spotify.
If you're on Spotify or
Happy
Apple,
Christmas.
Really sorry for what happened during the world. Right? So,
how did the Euros go? Let us know.
Hey, didn't England do great?
Is a Bellingham kit now actually worth something? A Bellingham England kit?
Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, that Job Bellingham kit at Real Madrid, that's worth a fortune, isn't it? Right. I think it's probably about time we leave this then, to be honest, before we descend into madness. Jory, appreciate you coming on the show. Much appreciated. We'll take care and we'll see you soon. Everyone else, thank you very much. Have a wonderful time. We'll see you all on the next one, won't we, Si?
We will. See you in a few weeks.
Take care, everyone. Bye now.